I know it's well into February, but I wanted to share with you my personal favorite game released last year, 2020. Of course, I've only played a fraction of new games released last year, still catching up on the best ofs of previous years, so personal favorites like Hades wasn't a contender. If you'd like to read about my top 3 games released in 2020, head over to my blog where I describe them in more detail. So with that, let's jump into the best, hands down, uncontestable, I'm right, you're wrong, best game of 2020. It shouldn't be a surprise for anyone who's played it, but in my opinion, the best game of last year is Doom Eternal. While I enjoyed the Doom 2016 reboot, this sequel makes improvements on every aspect of the game, with great pacing, action, and a cinematic feel. The game is challenging, even on the normal difficulty, and after setting down the game for a day or two, you realize how much you've improved at taking down demons from hell, as you run through rooms filled with enemies that each have a unique weakness to bring down quickly. There's a mechanic of replenishing health, armor, and ammo by using glory kills or blood punch for health, the flame belch for armor, and chainsawing smaller enemies for ammo. As the Doomslayer, you'll be double jumping, double dashing, pulling yourself up ledges, launching onto higher platforms, and jumping in and out of portals that have you running from one side of the fighting area to the other as you avoid enemy fire and blast through waves of hellspawn. Like any great game, you are introduced to different enemy types slowly and think it's an accomplishment just for killing one. But soon you are facing multiple at a time while also being introduced to a new type that's even bigger and deadlier. You can visually tell you are doing damage and how close enemies are to death by how bloodied your enemies become as they take shots from your weapons until they are almost just exposed flesh and bones. You'll even be as bold as to run towards enemies, knowing they will soon start flashing to indicate they are near death to finish off with a glory kill. There were a couple of boss battles that did include a health meter that I thought was unnecessary since I would find myself looking at the health meter instead of where I was going and die as a result. The music is perfect and ties everything together, getting your heart racing as you rip and tear through demons. The only criticism I could see would be that the game didn't feel scary, suspenseful, or overly dark, like you might expect from a Doom game. Brightly colored ammo, health, and armor explode out of demons like a piñata, and together with sound effects and some humorous ways that you can finish off demons with the glory kill, this game focuses more on the fast-paced, thrilling combat that is still very accessible with features like extra lives that can resurrect you where you fall with full health for those harder battles. The environments are vibrant and more colorful, but still grotesque, allowing you to take in the large sense of scale, and each level feels very distinct, always giving you an upgrade or new weapon to play around with quite frequently. As a story-focused player, I loved how the game's lore was developed through flashbacks, readable archives, and dialogue that really delved into the backstory of the Doomslayer. The game has a ton of exploration, multiplayer, and replayability, with collectibles and challenging optional encounters. Even with so much to do, all of these extras feel worth doing, unlike collectibles in most games that are just there for an achievement. These collectibles reward you with a variety of points to upgrade your weapons, your armor, health, ammo, and other combat perks, and even cheat codes that drastically change up the gameplay. There is so much more good things to say, and I can't really find anything I would have liked to see or could have been done better. That is why I have to say that Doom Eternal wins my top spot for my favorite game of 2020. Well, I hope you all enjoyed this quick video, and maybe gets you to put Doom Eternal in the front of your backlog. Let me know in the comments below what your top game of 2020 was. I still need to play a handful of older games, and looking forward to see games releasing this coming year. I'm expecting delays of big titles being pushed back to 2022 after the terrible launch of Cyberpunk 2077, but that will give me a bit more time to catch up on the plenty of games I still need to play. Hopefully by the time the heavy hitters release, like the sequel to God of War, the PS5 will be back on shelves at stores. If you've made it this far, thanks for watching, and feel free to leave some feedback in the form of a like, dislike, comment, or sub. So until next time, continue to rip and tear.